Hey everybody, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I am releasing as much content as I possibly can. And the reason why I am doing this is because I want to make sure that while I'm in New York this week, there is content for this channel that you guys can go back and look at and enjoy. Today's customary wristwatch check will be the Oris Super. Let's go to Cam 2. Let's go to Cam 2. Move Cam 2 to it. So today's wristwatch is the Oris Super. I rather enjoy the watch. I believe it to be a very beautiful watch. Today's show will be a breakdown of my top 8 YouTube watch channels to watch. This is my top 8, and we will be going in order of the channels that I like to watch. And I'll give you specific reasons on why I like to watch them. Number one, if it's not mentioned here on this channel, could be because I'm not aware of the channel, but there are channels that I am aware of. Theo and Harris is a channel that I will mention, but I'm not really a fan of. I don't really like the show too much. And it's nothing against the hosts of the show. I just don't. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a real fan of it. I can go without watching it with no problem at all. Uh, some videos I've seen I like, but the majority of them that I've seen I really didn't like. I found the host to be um just someone I don't think that people coming from the inner city who would be interested in watches would find him entertaining, would find him approachable, and or would gravitate towards his character. So that's the reason why he's not mentioning this at all. I don't like the fact that, in my opinion, that the watches on his website that they sell are overpriced. I don't like the fact that they're wearing the watches literally on his wrist before he sells it to you. I just, in good taste, I don't like that. If I have something for sale and it's not in my personal collection, but it's something that I have that I'm selling, I wouldn't have it on my wrist. I would sell it to you. You understand? It's like going to a car lot and all the cars that's for sale have been driven by the owner of the car lot. I just, even though you know that they're used cars, you still don't want them driving around, you know, and the car's putting more mileage on it. So for me, I just don't enjoy it. But you may love the channel, and if you do, I have nothing against you. I have nothing against the host of the show. I just not a fan. My number one, and before we get to my number one, let's get to this. Please be mindful this show is for 18 years of age and older. All copyright laws will be respected, but this show is intended to use the Fair Use Act of it. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in to Dr.Right Time, where we're going to talk about different timepieces, your collection, my collection, traveling, seeing beautiful, beautiful new cities and states, catching sunsets, and viewing my ever-growing vintage watch collection, where you'll see some very, very, very exclusive pieces. We'll also talk about the most expensive watches that you may have, that I may have, that's available on the market now. We will review watches from different companies, well-renowned companies, and some companies very simple and affordable. Please tune in, and always remember, be cooler than what they say you are. Okay, we are back. Number one on my list of watches of my number one on my list of watch channels that I love to watch. Let me go in right now and let's get it up. Let's get it up on the scene. Let me see. That's the infinity mirror right there, right? Okay. Number one is Federico Talk Watches. Why do I like Federico Talk Watches? I like Federico Talk Watches because he has a background of working in the industry, dealing with customers. He has a website where he sells watches off of it, but he doesn't shove it down your throat. He doesn't make you. When you watch his channel, you do not feel like it's an infomercial for his company. You actually feel invited. You feel comfortable watching him. Even though this brother is a big dude, you know, he has some size on him, he has some weight on him. He is very confident in his delivery. He's he's the type of man you know wouldn't talk about something that he doesn't have the actual information on. When he talks, he knows what he's talking about, and I appreciate that. He's always full of energy, even though he has a high level of energy. It's still a confident swagger that comes off with this gentleman that I appreciate and I like. He's my number one, and the reason why he's my number one is because swagger, knowledge, delivery, and entertainment. He has pretty much everything. Uh, he has everything wrapped up in his show. I would like to see him do some interviews, you know, have people who purchased watches from him come on and talk about, you know, the timepieces that they have, the ones that they covet the most. That would be interesting to see. So that's something that I would like to see him, you know, do in the future, and not only show, you know, people who purchase watches from him, but just some of the people from his subscribers list. It would be nice to see him do something that my number two does, and my number two does very, very well. My number two is Watchbox. Why is Watchbox number two? Watchbox is number two because I really think that this young man Tim is brilliant. Um, it's hard for me to believe that there is someone out there that this man, he really knows watches. You can tell when someone is really genuinely in love with something that they're talking about, and you can tell that he loves timepieces. He's cool. He always has positive energy with him. He interacts with the people who watches his channel, and not only that, he shouts people out. He shows parts of their collection. He gives them their, you know, in YouTube, we, you know, they say 5 minutes of fame for TV, but in YouTube we'll say they say 15 minutes of fame, I'm sorry, for television, and YouTube will say that 5 minutes of fame. So he gives them that, you know, he shows the support back to the people that are supporting him. He's articulate. He is one of the most articulate young men that you will see introducing horology to newcomers and for those who are just looking for, you know, more pieces. Watchbox does sell watches, but again, you do not feel like this is an infomercial for Watchbox. When you watch his channel, you feel welcome. You know, you gain insight, and either you're leaving the channel looking for to purchase a piece, or you're leaving the channel satisfied that you got to see some beautiful pieces, and they were described to you in great detail. And look, here it is right here in the back, where he's shouting out and showing off guests that's on his channel that, you know, that's showing watches. He does it. It doesn't matter. Like, someone has a Zen, so it doesn't. You don't have to have Protect for Leap for him to shout you out. You know, he will shout you out, and he does a great job of doing it. I really appreciate watching Watchbox. There are great hosts on this YouTube channel, but Tim by far is my favorite to watch. Tim is, you know, Tim is dope. So that's my number two. Is Federico's one, Watchbox is number two because of Tim, and we'll get to number three. Number three on my list is Houdinki. I binge watch Houdinki. Houdinki is my number three because there isn't one specific person that you watch and you grow to like and you grow to appreciate. There is a group of individuals on this channel that interview some people who are famous, some people who are just connoisseurs and collectors, and there are some really great collections on Houdinki. Some of the best I've ever seen. Period. I've never seen another YouTube channel that showed collections as prestigious as the ones you've seen on Houdinki. Houdinki is by far one of the most important companies in the hobby today. Not only do we get the privilege of seeing such beautiful pieces on this channel, but they also sell great watches on their site. Just to show you that I'm not lying to you guys, I'm going to show you 3 apps that's in my phone. 3 apps. And the 3 apps that I have on my phone, Cam 2, is Watchbox, Chrono 24, and Houdinki. Okay, Watchbox, Chrono 24, and Houdinki. I do check out DelRayWatches.com. Consequently, I haven't seen anything up there that I wanted to purchase. I was willing to trade for a Speedmaster, but I don't think that they wanted to trade me the watches that I was willing to trade for the Speedmaster. So that's as far as that went. I will go and look back up there at the end of this week to see if the Speedmaster is still up there that I was looking at. If it is, I could pull the trigger on it. I just might. I don't know if they have an app or not, but if they did, I would have it. So with that is the holy trinity in my phone when it comes to apps. And Houdinki's app is an amazing app. There's articles in there that you can read for your enjoyment. You can read to gain knowledge. They have pieces in there that are limited edition. So if you're looking to find something limited and you don't want to see a ton of people wearing it, you can definitely find it on Houdinki. So not only is the YouTube channel entertaining, but they really have the best watches money could buy. They're not overcharging you on their website at all. You don't feel that way. And most importantly, when you're viewing the YouTube channel, they're not shoving the website down your throat. In fact, I have never seen or viewed a video of Houdinki and where they've done an interview on someone, or they've reviewed someone's collection and they even talked about going to the website and buying watches, like where they're telling you, we have this watch on our website, go buy it. I've never seen that happen. And you can just tell when someone is like really above and beyond, when they do truly know marketing and promoting of merchandise that they have on their site. I would buy from Houdinki before I would buy from anybody. Chronos 24, eBay, Watchbox. Before I would buy from anybody, I would buy from Houdinki, or I would check what it is that they're selling first. Although this is number 3 on my favorite YouTube channels to watch, I can assure you that I wouldn't trust anyone more than I would trust Houdinki. Maybe next would be Watchbox, because I know that they do service their watches before they sell them out, but Houdinki does the same thing. The reason why Houdinki isn't number 1 is because, like I said, there isn't one set person that you can look forward to watching. You just really don't know who you're going to get when you're watching the channel. It could be someone who's bland. It could be someone who's energetic. I don't want to point fingers at who is who, and who gives what energy. But there are some people that I am entertained by when watching, and other people that I'm just not, You want to see the collection, you view the collection, and you move on from there. So Hodinkee is number 3 on my list. We're going to go to a number 4. Let's see. Number 4 on my list. Number 4 on my list is. Wow, I'm sorry. Number 4 on my list is Watchfinder. Watchfinder and Co. I love this dude's English accent. He describes the watches in great detail. He really breaks down the process that's taken with a lot of these timepieces and describing them to you, and he gives you a great appreciation for horology. He never shows his face, but hearing his voice, you know exactly, what you're about to get once he starts speaking. I mean, the man, he knows what he's talking about. He's just a great channel. This is just a great channel to watch. He has great content. He always makes you feel comfortable. You never feel like what he's saying is going over your head. You're like right there with him, and he brings you with him step by step. So that's my number 4. Let me see. Yeah, that's my number 4. My number 5 is Bear Clooney. Why do I like Bear Clooney? Bear Clooney is one of the only watch YouTubers, because there are others, but I like him the best. I like him the best because he's not afraid to talk about other YouTubers. He's not afraid to bring it out. He has an accent. I believe it's Russian. I believe he could be from Russia. It doesn't matter because he speaks great English. He never rushes his approach. His approach is always genuine, and he gives you the feeling like you're sitting down in front of him, and you're across the table from him, and he's talking to you about watches. You're comfortable when you're watching his channel. You definitely will gain information from watching his channel, and when you watch his channel, you're gonna see that the guy never makes you feel inadequate for not having particular timepieces. Again, to me, this is important. When you're bringing new people into this hobby, they need to feel welcome, because the complication in these watches are mind-boggling. I mean, I'm not big on complications. I don't have too many chronographs or tourbillons, or I have simple watches, day dates. Not too many complications, but at least when you are watching his channel and he's talking to you about the complications, it doesn't feel like it's going over your head. He makes you feel like you're sitting there with him at the table and you're just talking about watches. Whether it's man to woman, man to man, he puts you in a comfortable zone. He gets you excited, and you appreciate the content. And I appreciate the content. So that's my top 5 right there, right? So now we're going to go to number 6 on my list. And number 6 on my list is Archie Luxury. Archie is someone with quite the potty mouth. But if you watched my other channel, the New Right Party channel, then you know that I have a potty mouth myself. I appreciate Archie. My only gripe with him is sometimes he can come off just a little, a little too strong. He can make people feel unwelcome in the hobby. He does put down certain timepieces, and I mean, at the end of the day, with Archie, there is no in between. You're either going to be completely turned on with the content or completely turned off with the content. But either way, shape, or form, he's going to give you content. I like watching Archie because when I want to laugh and I want to look at watches and laugh, that's the channel to go to. You're going to get a very honest answer. He's not going to care about your feelings, and the man is just really entertaining, man. He knows what he's talking about. He has a great eye for watches, and he's really entertaining. It's hard for you to watch him and not laugh. He comes off Yeah. And sometimes I guess it could be annoying, to some degree, but shit, the man is funny. He's charismatic. He has a lot of character and he has content and he has a ton of content. He has different channels. Subscribe to all of them. He has, different channels you can go to. So whether he's in character as Archie or you're talking to Mr. Puta, Mr. Paul Puta, if you're watching him and he's candid about things going on in his life, you can connect with him. Even though this is one person that you're watching, there is different faces to Archie, to Mr. Paul Puta. So it's an appreciated channel. It's an acquired taste. If you're gonna watch him, be somebody that I would suggest that you're someone that has some high-end pieces in your collection. Because if you don't, you're gonna feel really, really, really small watching his channel. And he tells you, get a Rolex, get a Rolex. If if you're not someone with luxury timepieces, this may not be the channel for you, because he may call what you love and you revere a shitter. But in any event, it's my number 6 and I like watching him. My number 7 is Teddy Balasar. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name correctly, but hey, I'm not going to try to do this again. I don't know why I said it's the okay, no, this is not my watch channel. That's why we're not on my watch YouTube. So Teddy here, very smart young man. He never he never leaves you feeling disconnected. You watch his channel, you get the information, you're appreciative, of getting it. He's a vintage collector like myself, so that's appreciated. I like the channel for that. He's just a gentleman. He's an all-around gentleman. I enjoy watching the content on his channel. He's the type of guy that will take you shopping with him to go look at pieces that are affordable, and that brings people into the hobby. So he's just an all-around positive guy. I really, really like him a lot. And he's my number 7. Who knows, he could climb up, with the content that he's creating. Who knows where he'll be next year. Number 8, last on my list, and some of you guys may not like that he's on my list, but he's on my list, and that is the Urban Gentry. Okay, you may not like the Urban Gentry. I don't like everything about the Urban Gentry. I don't like all of his videos either. But I do love the fact that he's positive and that he's bringing new people into the hobby, and he makes people feel comfortable with watching his channel. You can tell that, like me, he doesn't know everything about watches, but he does have a true love for timepieces. Does have some things about him I feel that it's a little forced, when someone is trying to be cool. And sometimes he can come off as someone who's trying to be cool. You can genuinely just tell when someone has been cool their whole life. He doesn't come off that way to me. He doesn't. But he does come off as somebody that has a very positive outlook on things, and I like that about him. And if there was anything that you can like about anybody, them being positive should be a top choice on your list. If there was anything that you looked for in a person, and positivity is really, really important to me. I've seen a great deal of his channels. I've heard all the gossip, and I don't really care about all of that. I'm not a female. I'm not into what he said or she said. I'm into content. I'm into seeing things that I enjoy watching, and I enjoy watching some of his videos more so than others. I think I mentioned Theo and Harris already, and it's no disrespect to the host, but I don't connect with him at all. I don't connect with the host on Theo and Harris. It's just something I don't connect with him. I can't tell you that I don't like him, because I don't know him to dislike him, but I'm just not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his delivery. I'm not a fan of how he talks. There are some episodes where he's with his family that I appreciated seeing that. But other than that, I'm not a fan. I don't like the fact that he he has overpriced watches on his website, and I don't like the fact that you're always seeing them on his wrist before he's selling them. I think I kind of got into that at the beginning of this video, but so I'm not gonna really beat you guys over the head with it. But that's my top 8 YouTube watch channels that I like to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was something that you guys can say you either like or dislike. You know, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. What is it that you think that I missed? Is there a channel out there that you think that I missed, or or maybe you are looking to have your collection talked about. Maybe you want to have your collection reviewed. I'm not on this list because my channel is an infant. We don't know where we will be a year from now, but I plan on making sure that this content will continue, and every month you'll have new content on this channel, and that's just really, really important to me. I love watches. I don't know everything about watches. You will never hear me tell you that I know everything about watches, but damn, I do know a great deal of things when it comes. I said great deal of things. I'm sorry. I do know a great deal about watches. May not know it all. I may not be as knowledgeable as Tim, as Federico, as Bear Cloney, but I love timepieces. I love them. And I can't tell you that I'm aspiring to be as knowledgeable as Tim is, but I can tell you that I definitely would love to have the appreciation for the timepieces that he has. I would love to be able to have that appreciation. I'm not sure that I'm there just yet. There are pieces he's touched that I've never got to even see just yet. But you know, we're on our way there. So that's my top 8. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. Hopefully you guys like it. If you don't, leave a comment below. Curse me out. Say something real ignorant. Tell me off. Tell me how stupid I am. Ask me why I'm still wearing this hat in the studio. Who knows? You know, just say whatever it is you want to say. But that's it. That's all, folks. I'll holla at you.